Hello and welcome back to another daily word of encouragement. So I hear a lot of people describing this cultural moment in our world that we're in right now with one word. When you look out and you watch everything that's going on, all the brokenness, all the pain, all the suffering, the absolutely insane amount of injustice that happens every day in our country and all around the world, the wars that are breaking out, the famines that aren't being talked about, everything that's happening. There's one word that I keep hearing rise to the surface of what this world feels like right now. That word is dark. It feels like the world is dark. Darkness, it feels like at times is winning. I was recently talking to a pastor friend of mine, another pastor in the area, and he was going through some really hard things in his life. And I asked him how he's feeling about it. And he said this statement. He said, "Brother, it feels like we're losing right now." By we, he meant churches all around our community and around the world. He said, it feels like we're losing right now. Maybe you feel like that. Maybe you're looking out at the state of California or the nation, the world, and you're going, I feel like I'm losing this battle. It feels like Christianity and churches, we're no longer winning. We've actually are losing. Maybe we've actually even lost. It feels like the world is dark. I understand that. I feel the same way. There's encouragement we can take though. See, the reality is that we know, our hope tells us that Jesus won't leave the world like this. If you've read the end of this beautiful book, it talks about how Jesus will bring the new heavens and the earth together and he will remain victorious. And in fact, there will be no more night. There will only be light. The darkness will be gone one day. But we don't live there yet. We live on this side of eternity, and we experience darkness every day, not just outside in the world, but inside in our hearts as well. The verse for the day is Colossians chapter 1, verses 13 and 14. Paul is writing the introduction letter to the church in Colossae, and in chapter 1, he's telling them that they've been praying to God, praising God for the church in Colossae. And then he wraps up that section by saying this, Colossians 1, verse 13, "For he," meaning God, "he's rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son he loves, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins." So he starts out in verse 13 talking about how God has rescued us. See, a Jewish person would have understood this language right away. What he's referring to is when God rescued them from Egypt, when God came and he won his people back. And he's saying that through Jesus, a similar thing has happened, where Jesus has come, like Moses did for the Hebrew people in the Exodus account. And he brought the people out of slavery, out of oppression, out of darkness, and into a new kingdom. Jesus has done the same thing. He has now come, and he has brought us into a better kingdom. We are free. Christians don't live underneath the darkness of the world. In fact, Jesus in Matthew chapter 5 said that you are the light of the world. So we don't get to live in the darkness any longer. We have the light. And here's a word that I hope gives you hope. Light shines brightest when it's darkest out. You have an opportunity to shine the gospel light brightly right now in the midst of this dark, dark world. Don't be so discouraged by the world around you that you become no good to God and your light starts to flicker and maybe even go out. Keep the Christian hope alive and well in you as you bring the light of Christ into the darkest areas. Bless you. Grace and peace. We'll see you soon.